A man in the Mekong Delta was checking his shrimp pond when he saw a snake crawling across the bank, so he asked Mr. Jiang's team for help. After receiving the request, the group of hunters arrived at the location. Seeing signs that a snake had appeared, they began surveying the surrounding area to look for clues. While searching through the thick wild grass, Mr. Jiang discovered a shed snakeskin lying exposed on the bank. A close-up shot shows that the snakeskin had dried out over time and was no longer intact, but its scales were still quite large. Nearby, Mr. Jiang's group also found two burrows next to each other. Around the entrances were shiny trails and old, torn pieces of snakeskin. Without hesitation, the man used a shovel to dig into the burrow suspected to be where the snake had crawled in, trying to check the situation inside. After only a few shovelfuls, he uncovered a hollow chamber inside the burrow, where a milky white object resembling chicken eggs was lying in one corner. Suspecting they were snake eggs, the hunters continued digging and eventually discovered a whole nest of newly hatched baby snakes wriggling around among several broken eggshells. The man did not dare reach in with his hand to catch them because he feared the mother snake might be guarding the nest. Instead, he used a grass stick to gently hook the newborn snakes out of the hole. Then he picked them up one by one and put them into a cloth bag. Startled by the disturbance, the baby snakes began writhing and crawling frantically around the burrow, trying to find a way to escape. After catching the baby snake, the hunter continued digging into the hole, following the traces to find the mother snake that was hiding somewhere inside. While the young man on this side was busy digging the hole, the main hunter beside him noticed more crawling marks left on a clump of soil. A close-up shot shows that the surface of the soil was smooth and shiny, as if it had been greased, proving that the snake had crawled over this spot many times. Based on their hunting experience, the hunters knew there was a high chance that the mother snake was inside the hole, so they kept digging to catch it. After digging for a while, Mr. Jiang found the snake lying inside the burrow, so he reached in and pulled its tail out. Seeing that it was stuck, the man reached his hand deeper inside to scoop out the soil, which exposed the coiled body of the animal lying there. The young man then reached into the hole, grabbed the snake's body, pulled it out, and used a shovel to pin down its head to control it. He quickly grabbed its neck to neutralize the head while another snake was still lying deep inside the hole. Seeing this, the young man used the handle of the shovel to poke into the hole, forcing the snake to crawl upward toward the upper exit where another hunter was waiting. The man waited for a while, and when the snake crawled out of the hole's entrance, he pressed its head down with the shovel and quickly grabbed it to catch it. The hunters managed to catch a pair of snakes that had nested there to lay eggs and hatch their young on the shrimp pond embankment, helping the owner avoid the danger of these deadly snakes lurking nearby. The footage you've just watched shows Mr. Moy crouching down to search for snakes, with Mr. Bay, Mr. Moy's older brother, beside him. While Mr. Bay was looking for a burrow, the cameraman noticed a dead rat and became curious, so he went over to check it. Upon examining the rat's body, the man saw multiple bite marks still visible on it, suspecting that it had been killed by a snake. Not far from there, Mr. Bay also found a burrow with a faint trail mark at the entrance, suggesting that a snake might have slithered inside. Without hesitation, the hunter immediately began digging into the suspicious hole to see whether a snake had crawled in. Seeing promising signs, the two men worked together to dig harder, hoping the snake had not yet moved elsewhere. After digging for a while, Mr. Moy finally found where the snake was hiding. It was curled up in one spot when discovered. The man reached his hand down into the hole, pulled out a snake, and handed it to Mr. Bay. It was a non-venomous snake. Mr. Moy found it strange, so he bent down to pick up the rat's carcass and examine it again, because the Ho-Han snake does not have venomous fangs. While examining the bite marks on the mouse's body, the hunter noticed clear teeth marks, indicating that the mouse had been killed by a venomous snake. Determined not to give up, Mr. Moy and his team continued searching the nearby grassy mounds, where there were many burrows to dig. After finding a hole, the hunter thrust his shovel into it and dug out a clump of soil to inspect, discovering traces of an animal that had crawled inside. After several hours of painstaking digging and tracking the signs, Mr. Moy finally spotted something moving inside the burrow. Seeing this, the hunter quickly used his shovel to scrape away several layers of soil, exposing part of the snake's body hiding along the side. The young man reached in, grabbed the snake's tail, and pulled it out. Annoyed at being disturbed, the snake slithered forward, raised its head, and struck back. The hunter pinned the snake down against the dirt bank, grabbed its head to restrain it, and pulled it completely out of the hole where it had been hiding. The venomous snake, which had left behind its prey, the foul-smelling mouse, was finally captured by Moi Thuong's team.